Are your sprinkler systems acting up but you're not sure why? From dry patches to sky-high water bills, hidden sprinkler issues can quietly wreak havoc on your lawn. Today we're diving into sprinkler system troubleshooting to help you find the problem and fix it fast. Coming up in this video, you're going to learn 3 important things: the most common problems that cause sprinkler systems to malfunction, the underlying causes behind those problems, and the exact troubleshooting steps you can take to get your system running efficiently again. You wouldn't ignore a check engine light in your car, right? Sprinkler problems are just as costly when ignored, but they don't come with a warning light. You often don't realize there's a problem until your lawn suffers or your water bill spikes. Today's video helps you catch those hidden issues early. Let's start with one of the most common problems: low or high water pressure. You'll notice something's wrong if the spray is weak, the heads aren't fully extending, or you see misting instead of a solid stream. Sometimes it's just uneven coverage or early wear and tear on your equipment. The usual suspects are clogged heads or nozzle leaks, valves that aren't fully open, or issues with the backflow preventer. You could also be dealing with low municipal pressure, small pipes, too many heads on a zone, or a pump that's just getting old. To troubleshoot it, check that all your valves are open, including the backflow preventer. Use a pressure gauge to test your system. Clean out any clogged parts. If there's a leak, get it repaired. You might need to contact your water utility about local pressure levels, and if the problem is with your pipe size or pressure capacity, you may need to install a booster pump or call in a pro to rework the system. Now let's talk about heads that don't turn or rotate. This can show up as sprinkler heads that don't pop up, spray unevenly, or just stay stuck in one spot. You might have low pressure, something blocking the head, or debris clogging the nozzle or filter. It could also be a broken sprinkler head, a controller issue, damage to low voltage wires, or a valve or solenoid that isn't working. The fix depends on the cause. You can start by adjusting water pressure and clearing out any debris. If the head is broken, swap it out. Then check the controller to make sure it's sending signals to the zone, and if needed, replace a faulty valve or solenoid. Next is leaking sprinkler heads or pipes. If you notice pooling water or soggy spots in the yard, or if the system leaks even when it's off, those are your red flags. A high water bill is often your first clue. Leaks usually come from damaged heads, faulty valves, cracked pipes, or poor fittings. Sometimes it's just from low head drainage where water siphons out after the system shuts off. First, find the source of the leak. Replace any damaged heads and fix or swap out any faulty valves or broken pipes. If the water is draining from low points in the system, consider installing check valves to stop that constant drip. Now let's move to controller problems. You might see a blank screen, zones that don't run, weird watering times, or the whole system is just not responding. The root issue could be electrical, a programming error, a bad controller, a rain sensor problem, or even something simple like an accidental manual override. Start by checking the power source. Reset the controller and make sure it's set to auto. Double check your watering schedule to make sure it wasn't accidentally changed. Inspect the wiring and test the transformer voltage. And if you've got a rain sensor, check that too. It might be preventing the system from running even if it looks fine. One issue that throws people off is when the sprinkler system won't turn off. The system keeps running even when it's supposed to be off, or a specific zone just won't shut down. Most of the time this means the valve or solenoid is stuck open, there's debris inside the valve, or the manual override was turned on by mistake. Sometimes it's a glitch in the timer or controller. First thing, shut off the water supply and backflow preventer. Then reset the controller. If it's just one zone, open the valve and check for debris. Clean it out and test it again. If that doesn't do it, you might need to replace the diaphragm or solenoid. Don't forget to make sure that the manual override isn't still switched on. Let's talk about skipping irrigation zones. If certain areas aren't watering at all, you might have a pressurization issue, a suction leak on a pump intake line, or even backflow entering a valve when it shouldn't. Sometimes the indexing valve is too far from the water source. To fix it, install a check valve on any outlets where the zone piping sits higher than the valve. If you're using a pump, Look for suction leaks in the intake line. You might need a pro to help with this one. Also, if the indexing valve is too far away from the water source, move it closer to ensure it gets proper pressure. And finally, let's cover uneven watering. This shows up as dry spots next to soaked areas or some plants thriving while others are struggling. This is often caused by misaligned heads, clogged nozzles, poor spacing, or mixing different sprinkler types in one zone. Go through the system zone by zone, realign any tilted or crooked heads so they're aimed properly, clean or replace any clogged nozzles. If water pressure is still off, go back and check the whole system. Make sure you're not mixing rotors and sprays in the same zone. They put out water at very different rates, and if your coverage pattern isn't working, it might be time to redesign the layout or get help balancing the zones. Now, a few quick reminders before you start fixing anything. Always shut off the water before working on your sprinkler system. And if you're dealing with wiring or electrical components, turn off the power. If you ever feel unsure or the problem seems bigger than a basic fix, it's better to call a professional than make things worse. Also, don't wait for something to break. Routine maintenance can prevent most of these issues from popping up in the first place. Sprinkler system troubleshooting can save your lawn and your wallet, but fixing it is only step one. Now that you fix your system, how long should you run it? Click here to watch our full guide on how long to water your lawn each week in the summer in coastal North Carolina based on your sprinkler heads. It's the key to making all your repairs pay off.